Alright guys, playoff season is now among us. This is one of my favourite parts of the championship season. In today's video we are going to be previewing the first legs which are coming up this weekend. We've got Norwich going up against Leeds, then West Brom battling Southampton. Both games will be previewed here and I want to know your score predictions in the comments down below. Next week we'll also be doing a separate prediction video for the second legs as well, so make sure to go ahead and stay tuned for that one. But without any further ado, let's just jump in. Starting out at Carrow Road for Norwich up against Leeds United. I'm very interested to see which way you guys will be going for this prediction. Now, it's worth mentioning that in the regular season, Leeds have done the double over Norwich, but with that being said, playoff football is a different beast entirely. I'm pretty sure that in 2018/19, Leeds had done the double over Derby that season and then ended up losing to them in the playoff semi-final, and the same could very much happen in this game. It's a Norwich side who can be a tricky customer, especially at Carrow Road. It is worth flagging up that Norwich are unbeaten in their last 15 matches at Carrow Road, and Leeds will be well aware of that coming into this fixture. Now, there has been an obvious drop-off from Leeds leading up to the playoffs, which isn't great. I was actually asking my question before recording this video: when was the last time that this Leeds squad played well over a full 90-minute period? Yes, they had patches against Borough when they were decent, but I thought they looked very vulnerable at the back in that game. And if we're being honest, we're probably going back to around March when we're looking for the last complete Leeds United performance, and that seems like a real distant memory up to the point of where we are now, and I think that Norwich should take some confidence from that. Now, undoubtedly, I had a look into the bookies' odds going into this one. Leeds are the favourites for this first leg, but that also piles a bit of pressure onto Daniel Farke's side, and maybe it has been that pressure of expectation which has got to them in the regular season a little bit in these final weeks, and what saw them tail off from the automatic promotion race. Now, in the case of Norwich, they've also been a little bit flaky in the league. I think ever since beating Preston at Deepdale, Norwich pretty much knew that their place in the top six was all but guaranteed, and since that point, they've not been at their flying best over a full 90-minute period. Obviously, both teams lost on the final day of the season, which isn't great for momentum for either of them. Norwich losing against Blues, not the best performance in that game, and Leeds losing against Southampton. Something that definitely could go in Norwich's favour over these two legs is the fact that David Wagner does have previous playoff experience, whereas Daniel Farke doesn't have that to fall back on. Obviously, two automatic promotions from the Championship previously for Farke, but when Wagner was promoted with Huddersfield, that was via the playoffs. Defensively, Wagner's Huddersfield side were absolutely excellent in all three of those matches, and while that was the blueprint for his Huddersfield side, I'm not sure Norwich will be quite as watertight in these two fixtures. If I'm being honest, for this game right here, I do see both sides scoring. Leeds have got the quality in the forward line where I see them getting at least one goal, but do I see them keeping a clean sheet right now? I don't think I do, if I'm being honest with you. Norwich definitely have those individuals in that squad who can be match winners. You're looking at your Josh Sargents, your Johnny Rose, your Gabriel Saras in there. Leeds also have a bunch of match winners in their squad at the moment, but the way they've wobbled of late, I actually think for this first leg at Carrow Road, I might be edging towards Norwich, you know. I reckon they take something back to Ellen Road next week. Score prediction for me in this first leg, I've got a gut feeling Norwich may do something here. I'm going to go 2-1 to the Canaries, which may be a turn up for the books in that first leg there. And then the second game we have to look forward to sees 5th going up against 4th. It's West Brom going up against Southampton. Also get your score predictions in the comments down below for this matchup. Now, interestingly, in the regular season, Southampton did do the double over West Brom, so that is worth taking into consideration once again. Definitely the sides finishing in 3rd and 4th have the advantage against 5th and 6th in terms of previous head-to-head record, but maybe all of that goes out the window in the playoffs. In terms of the bookies' odds for this one, Southampton are the slight favourites for this game, but it's pretty even between these two, certainly for the first leg. In terms of the recent form book, there's not a great deal to separate these sides either. Southampton have picked up 14 points in their last 10 matches. West Brom slightly better than that, picking up 15 points in their last 10 matches, so not a lot to separate the two sides in that aspect. Worth flagging up, West Brom have been very strong at the Hawthorns on the whole this season. They've only lost 4 home matches in the league. Coincidentally, one of those defeats did come against Southampton. We expect the Saints to have a lot of control in this game, passing the ball around as they usually like to under Russ Martin, and it's whether West Brom can pick their moments to get forward, spring their attacks and look to pounce on a defensive mistake or two, which, to be fair, Southampton have been guilty of letting the opposition in a fair few times, especially in the run-in to the end of this championship season. Russell Martin's side have only kept 1 clean sheet in their last 7 matches. West Brom, defensively, also got a mistake in them. They're slightly better than the Saints of late, having kept 2 clean sheets in their last 7 matches, but I mean, in this last sort of month especially, both teams have been guilty of having a game where they've shipped a lot of goals. West Brom conceding 3 against Sheffield Wednesday, and Southampton, when they fell apart against Leicester and conceded 5 in that game. Another matchup where I wouldn't be totally surprised to see both teams getting on the score sheet here. For momentum's sake, it was probably quite important that each of them did win on the final day. Southampton getting that win against Leeds, which psychologically could be a massive boost for them, especially if Southampton do meet Leeds at Wembley, and obviously West Brom getting a win quite convincingly over Preston, beating us 3-0. Score prediction for the first leg between these two: 1 goal either way wouldn't surprise me, but I think I'm sitting on the fence here. Going to go for a 1-1 draw between these two, which would set up a really interesting second leg. But guys, those are my score predictions heading into the first legs of these matches. Make sure to get your score predictions in the comments down below. Right now, I reckon maybe Norwich slightly edged that game against Leeds. I've got West Brom and Southampton playing at a 1-1 draw. All of that could change though come the second leg, and we will be previewing those games next week on the channel. As always, if you think you're going to enjoy, make sure to leave a like. Make sure to stay tuned for some more championship content, and I'll see you all in the next one.